Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Demon Slayer, Season 1, Episode 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cut off the head. So hopefully it's dead because he killed it. And hopefully it dies when it's killed. We didn't see the aftermath, so that's potentially up in the air, but probably not. Yeah.
But we're still in Tanjiro's Battle Royale with the other hopefuls for becoming Demon Slayers. And yeah, we could end up meeting some side characters here. That could be really good.
Yeah.
I would appreciate more characters in general. We also have the character that was ended up getting protected by Tanjiro.
Yes,
so
this is true.
That's good.
But then there's also Boarhead and Blonde Boy, and Blonde Boy's name is apparently Zenitsu.
Zenitsu, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna continue this Battle Royale, y'all. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, everyone. Now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, and then come back here for the discussion.
Okay.
Alright, so I'd say there's probably about 3 or 4 things of actual, important to make sure we discuss here. Big thing is that the demons get, a little bit of extra focus.
Yeah.
In this case, we have the tie-in to how Tanjiro sees the demons as, actual human beings. People. Like, obviously they're different, but they're still life. I mean, because Nezuko is his sister, he has to respect said life. Otherwise, there's some issues he has to face internally with that. So we end up getting a little bit of an emotional conclusion to this character that was kind of a victim of circumstance, in the note that all demons actually are a victim of circumstance.
Yep.
None of them choose to be demons.
Right.
But that does raise some questions as to, well, wait, are there some that choose? Are there any that actually, start this? Because how does this begin?
Well, there's certainly probably demons that intentionally create other demons, right? Where it's not just an accident.
Yes, but I'm saying that the people that become demons, they aren't the ones choosing that.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, as of what they do beyond when they're already a demon, it's not like they have a choice to go back, right?
Oh, right, totally.
And that's kind of, I think, the thing that Tanjiro is going to go on the everlasting quest for, is whether or not he can actually change back Nezuko. And it brings the whole FMAB stuff into this. And the other thing is we got a little bit of world building with regards to the Demon Slayers. Yeah. And just
some of the stuff they use.
Assembly of things that they went over here.
Yep.
There's only 4 or perhaps 5 that
survived.
Survived.
Yeah,
but we didn't see the 5th one.
Right. I'm holding out. I'm holding out that it's Boar Boy, because that would be great. Doesn't have to be though. One of the things that I was quite surprised by, but surprised in a good way, is how they went into the backstory of the sludge monster demon. Because they didn't have to do that, right? We already knew kind of its setup, right? It's a demon. It's got a history with Urukadaki, right? And it's vengeful and all of this stuff. Okay, cool. Tanjiro kills it. Move on. But they didn't do that, and it wasn't something that was super fast either. It wasn't like some quick little reminder. They actually gave it a fair amount of focus, and I think that's really important, because it's not just the idea of reminding the audience that, yes, demons were once people, because we kind of know that, but it's the idea that that Tanjiro doesn't just know that, he dwells on that. Right? Like they could have done the same thing in a shorter amount of time, but I feel like the fact that they spent this much time, it just goes to show that his care over these situations and these people in these horrible situations, it's not shallow. It runs deep, right? And it might be fairly new because of, his sister got turned into a demon only just recently, all things considered, as far as the show goes. Yeah. This is going to give him a perspective on demons that probably not a lot of other people have.
Yeah, I would say it's almost 100% something like there's no one else probably that has this. because in some ways, like the way they're setting this up with Nezuko, her situation is a unique one.
Right.
And in terms of maximizing the drama potential there, you wouldn't want people to just kind of be like, totally. That's okay, that's normal.
Right, exactly.
And also little things they do, like keeping her out of the you know, the way when the one guy comes back to deliver the sword, you know, making sure she's not around him, stuff like that. Okay, so we got some ranks, we got some new characters that aren't really named yet, but we got also a little moment where we have our new kind of angry boy character coming in and being like, give me a sword, I want a sword. Right. And it's like, oh, that's a cool thing. People coming in to become demon slayers, nothing more than to get the tools necessarily probably to be you know. Yeah.
If I were to try and psychoanalyze him right now, which we've only seen a little bit of
I wasn't even trying to.
Right. But I could see them doing something where he is specifically wanting to kill demons, and it's more of a vengeance thing, right, than a rescuing thing. And that's maybe where they could draw a parallel and a contradiction at the same time to Tanjiro, is that he had some past experience. He's scarred, right? So that probably came from an interaction with a demon. But his perspective, because of how things probably went with his story, is different. And he is a character that Tanjiro would absolutely not want to see Nezuko, because he probably wouldn't be very understanding.
Yeah, for sure. Other than that, the biggest thing was that Nezuko woke up.
Yep.
And it's something that maybe the show could have, like, had be a little bit more of a worrisome thing. But it was a thing of where we didn't dwell on it, I think, too much. So the music was, like, swelled and, like, oh, this was such a big moment. And we're like, well, yeah. And of course she was going to wake up.
Well, and it's something where I could understand definitely where Tanjiro was coming from, and that he would have been very worried, because she was asleep for 2 years or something, right? Like that's concerning,
right?
But maybe because it's only the 5th episode, or maybe it's because you know, there was more of a focus on the training than him actively being concerned about whether Nezuko was going to wake up. We didn't see any, you know, long nights where he was like just freaking out over, is she going to be okay? And granted, he was kept busy by the training, so he probably didn't have too much time to think about that. It was training, sleep, training, sleep, training, sleep.
Right. And then I guess the big thing also with that is that because they can't speak to Nezuko, like they can't actually gain any information from that, it felt like it would have been maybe something that, because I did appreciate it. I did appreciate the reunion scene, but it was actually Urokodaki reuniting with Tanjiro that made me get the feels, because it was about not having all these students come back, and then the one that finally comes back means he realizes, okay, you know, I'm not a failure. I'm not a horrible human being for sending them off like this. In the same way that the demon kind of judged him as being like, yeah, he basically sent them all to his death. Like, he's a murderer. He's a mass murderer of all these children and stuff. He could just say like, no, you don't deserve to actually go down here, which is what he was essentially trying to do for Tanjiro. But Tanjiro just managed to be able to do it, which means that, you know, this moment of Tanjiro coming back is a huge bit of redemption for Urokodaki. It's him going, wow, okay, that element, that line of death is now resolved. It's now, I'm now able to move on, hopefully. So, yeah, it's good.
One of the things that I just had a mind fart.
Nezuko, Tanjiro.
Oh, yeah, Nezuko. One of the things that I'm curious about how it's going to be handled moving forward is, because we've seen bits and pieces of how Nezuko communicates even without being able to speak, right?
Right.
And because the thing is in her mouth, like, is that, like, it's probably something where they can't ever really take it off, or they wouldn't want to because it's super dangerous, right?
Yeah, it's a muzzle. It's
exactly.
Trying to keep her from biting anyone.
Right. Given the fact that she has this, you know, she sleeps, right? And that's a way that she can recover her energy. That's a way that they can not deal with her when they don't need to, right? When in the story it's like there's a thing. How do we, make a trek across the desert or something? I don't know, right. And not have to deal with her actually being cooped up in a basket the entire time, right? She just goes to sleep. Mm-hmm. But that makes me a bit more curious for the times that she is in the story, since those are definitely going to happen,
those are
right?
Primarily probably going to be the main source of the conflict when it's not a Demon Slayer kind of mission.
Yep. What's that going to be like, and how are they going to utilize that? Because it's constricting more and more the what she has to work with, kind of, as far as her character.
She has to work with?
What the character of Nezuko has to, or what the show has to work with for having Nezuko communicate, if that makes sense.
Well, we don't have any need for her to communicate yet.
No, but
I would say in a lot of ways we're in escort mission mode.
Yeah.
Where we don't even need to go anywhere. We just need to protect her, and that's fine for now.
Sure.
In a lot of ways, that's kind of why I didn't really feel the dramatic tension with the thing of her sleeping.
Uh-huh.
Because it was a really convenient thing to have happen for the fact that he's going to be training off somewhere for all this time. So she doesn't have to worry about him.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to think about where he is.
He doesn't have to worry about her.
He doesn't have to worry about her. There's literally nothing conflict-wise that could happen back home unless she straight up just died, in the middle of her sleep.
Right, yeah, because this is a situation that he's unfamiliar with. He doesn't know if he doesn't know if she'll wake up from the sleep, but the sleep is one of the best things that could have happened, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
So now that she's awake, I would say if she's in a situation where she's brought along with him to other kinds of situations, the main thing that I would see as being a communication issue would be if she rages into some kind of demon, bloodlust or something.
Sure.
But other than that, she seems to have all of her faculties essentially there. She just can't speak normally because...
Right. I guess what I'm looking for is how they're going to continue to characterize her, because they've done a great job of doing that with Tanjiro, right? Which makes sense because he's the main character, gets the most focus, all that stuff, most screen time. Yeah. Because I feel like Nezuko is in that situation where she is the younger sister. She must be protected. She's adorable, all that. I want to start seeing how she grapples and comes to terms with what's going on alongside Tanjiro.
Yeah, I just don't see that happening right now.
Yeah, maybe.
I know what you mean, but I would say that that's something we're going to end up saving for when we actually learn more about demons.
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe when we actually encounter demons that are actually like smart ones that speak and all that. Mm-hmm. Like almost every single time they showed some kind of demon thing in the OP, they looked like the kinds of demons that would be like, oh, that one's really smart. That one's probably someone that has actually a lot of things that it can add to it, like the swampy, envy type demon. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. That one, in some ways, probably would have been rather cool to have him see Nezuko and then be like, oh, what's going on here? This is interesting. Uh-huh. But until that happens, or until that happens a lot, it could probably still just be a conversation between Tanjiro and the demon observing Nezuko. Sure. And Nezuko's just like, oh, what's going on here,
Right. Uh-huh.
But, I would like that. I just feel like that's a thing we probably won't get for a while.
Sure. But, makes sense. Yeah. But now that could be cool. Now we've got a mission that we're going on, which could be something that could involve Nezuko, because if girls specifically are disappearing, then maybe, it would be something where whatever is doing it, whether it's demons or something else, who knows, would go after her. Oh. And then, oh, surprise, she's a demon. This complicates things, and then...
So he uses his sister who's trying to protect
No, not that he would do that. But in the as a potential complication in another story, you go to a place to stop a thing, right? Oh. And then the thing ends up targeting someone close to you, right?
Right.
With the catch-22 or the flip side on it is that it goes after someone that is just fine, that she can handle herself, but that could potentially bring up some interpersonal conflicts.
Okay. Yeah. Possibly. That's maybe the other thing, is just that Urokodaki being so willing to help by just keeping Nezuko there.
Oh, uh-huh.
If Tanjiro's the first student to come back in so long, Yeah, Tanjiro's basically family to him then. I would just have him keep Nezuko. Like
potentially,
like, yeah. Like is it an issue? Like maybe he's gonna be like, well, now that she's awake,
right?
Maybe it's actually an issue.
Yeah.
That could be actually the big thing that would mean why he can't just leave Nezuko there, because I don't maybe I'm not just cluing in, but I don't see the reason to take Nezuko anywhere.
Sure, because she could get discovered, right?
Well, right, but this is an escort mission where you don't have a place you're escorting her to. It's just protect.
Yes.
And the best way to protect her would be to put her with the most competent person,
right,
and away from any danger. So I would be kind of weirded out if it was I'm going to take Nezuko with me on this Demon Slayer mission. I'm like, what?
Right.
Why?
Yeah, because usually in a situation like that, the way you would get around it is the idea that the person still needs to live, right? Because it's not really living if they're just living in fear and cooped up in some little area, right? And then it's whatever the risk there is, we'll take it, and then we'll just try and roll with the punches as best we can, right? But in this situation, because she can sleep, that's not really an issue.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe what I would like to see is a goal that's put up there that requires Tanjiro to have some sense of urgency with regards to solving this issue with Nezuko, or it's something that takes him so far to another location that he can't logistically
leave her behind. Sure. Yeah.
And right now, this is episodic little side mission. What they'll probably use this for here is to actually have, there's other demons.
Segue into...
Well, right, but there are other demon slayers that are probably sent there as well.
Oh, sure.
Or there could be. And then it's like, you bump into them, and you have a little, kind of back and forth, what have you.
Sure.
I think Tanjiro can carry the show by himself for the most part just fine. And I don't think Nezuko's a character that's useless or anything. I think that if we're going to keep this in line with protecting your sister,
you got to have your sister.
You got to have your sister
be around.
Have her being protected be an actual part of the story.
Oh, right, a major point of conflict that needs time and energy and thought put into it. Otherwise, it won't happen.
Well, it won't happen, or it doesn't feel like it's an actual priority. It just feels like it's a thing where we're like, oh yeah,
might as well, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Right. Which is yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I totally get that.
All right. Well, I have anything left to say. I feel like this is a setup episode, and we got
transition
a couple
of sorts
concluded.
Yeah.
But the stuff with this new guy who said the 5 kids joining him.
Oh yeah.
And yet there were 4.
Right. And they were like his children.
And Demon Slayer's done this now a couple times where they introduce a character without telling us who they are and have them say some things that you go like, oh, wait a minute.
Right,
that opens up the world a little bit more. That was what they did with Sabito and Makomo. So that intriguing element of, ooh, who this? What's going on here? I want to figure that out. That's interesting. Oh, I didn't even mention the world building thing with the crow. The crows.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
It's just a funny, quirky shonen thing of like, right. Yeah. We have our little animal companion thing that's quirky and also has... the right kind of theming with regards to what type of show this is. So of course it's a crow,
right?
That's
and weirdly enough,
carrion bird, And
again, I know this isn't Bleach, right? And it's better than Bleach, but it feels very Con kind of where you've got the little creature that's following you around that's going to be very annoying in a lot of ways and make a lot of ruckus.
Okay.
Now it kind of breaks down if you could take it any farther than that, right?
Right.
But just the idea that when they brought up crows and things like that, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, communication. But it's not actually just taking letters. The crow actually speaks the message.
Right.
And we know how important it is to say the message.
Right. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general. You can get involved with people that chat about things that are either anime only or manga. And you can also talk with Jacob about the book that he wrote.
Yeah, that's right. I wrote a sci-fi novel in case somehow you haven't heard or haven't gotten it yet. It's called Battle Lines. It's awesome. It's available on Amazon, hardback and ebook. Link in the description. Go check it out.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.